Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. So this weekend I had a guest spot with the Overdue Blues Band, and I want to thank RJ and Butch for having me sit in with the band. And it brought up a couple of cool things because I did a few things and I saw people paid attention to it, and I was just like, maybe they don't hear that enough at blues jams, and it's just if you're trying to get like somewhat of a little bit more of a jazzy approach, and you just want to play a little bit outside. It's just some stuff you can do to play outside. So, here I'm a half step tune down. And in the intro, obviously, I was playing way more outside than I would. I was just trying to show a couple of different methods of playing outside. So you have like let's just say we're playing in, I was in C sharp minor, but on my guitar it's D minor. And so what would happen, we have the D minor pentatonic. I mean, I play it all the notes in it, so it's really the D minor scale or the F major scale. I like to think of everything as one, so I look at it as an F major. Except there is the flat 5 in relation to the minor that I like to add in there, and that's a blue note, but that's one of the off notes. So in the scale you have 7 notes, and I'm going to put them right here. Right? So we have the 7 notes. We have D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, and D. Obviously, the octave Ds don't count as an extra note, so there's only 7. So that means out of all those notes, there's 5 that are not in the scale. The F sharp is out. The D sharp is out. I'm just going to actually, you can look at them as flats too. G flat or E flat. This D flat or C sharp is out. Now we're in F, so we can refer to everything as a flat if you like. So we got G flat, E flat, D flat is out, and B natural. Although B natural again is not so out, and then of course A flat. There's the 5 notes. So as long as you're playing any of these 5 notes, you're going to create an out sound. Really, when it comes down to it, it's all about the timing and where you land and how you land, and making sure you land in the key to the into one of the good notes, one of the ones that are nice. Because what happens is, so you could take these 5 notes and use them in any way you want. And so what happens is the human ear hears patterns. And so if you're playing something patternous, which somebody look that up, see if that's a word, patternous. But if you're, it would be Patternos, right? Patternous. So if you're playing something that has a pattern, I think the ear hears it like it can predict the next notes, and therefore, even though it's out, it sounds in. And I really think that's the case. And so therefore, it doesn't matter what scale you choose to play out. If it scales out, it's out. So a very common thing to do is if you're playing in that D minor, C sharp minor, whatever, but here it's D minor. You can go down a half step and play in those odd spaces. Something that Herbie Hancock would do is he would go up a half and play the next scale, which would be the, here it looks like it would be E flat minor, but really it's G flat major. If you're landing. Then another scale you could use, when I'm playing out, I always like to play to what I think the 5 is or altered. And the thing I was playing, I believe it's minor. Most of the time, that 5 will be dominant, which is nice if you want to add like some alter that chord, like. So if you're playing, that type of that altered thing, and so in the case where it's altered, you could then play the A altered scale, which is the B flat melodic minor, or you could also play the double diminished scale. people might be thinking, what's the double diminished scale? It's really just the half whole scale. And there's 4 diminished chords in it, and there's 4 dominant 7 chords in that scale. And therefore, the scale repeats every fourth fret or 3. No, every minor third it repeats. So if I'm playing, I can also play it starting on C, start on E flat. I could also start it on G flat. And then you'll start to see that it repeats over and over again. So in that, I was doing something that I play, and I'll just show you a couple of little trick things that I do. So if I'm playing in D minor, one of the scales that I like to use is the double diminished, but I play it as 3 notes a string. Because I'm a rock guy and I don't really like the 4 notes a string. It's not that comfortable to me, and I'm still working on it. Because, I mean, what is the guitar? It's something we never master. We always just try to learn new things, and, you know, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. So anyway, so what happens is, so I play this scale. I go the C sharp, D sharp, E on the low E string. Then I play G, A, B flat on the A string. So it's followed by C, C sharp, D sharp on the D string, followed by E, F sharp, G, followed by A sharp, C, followed again by C sharp, D sharp, E. So it looks like it really fills in nice when you're playing. Because you can come out of it, you can come into this. However you want to come back and land. Again, if you're playing something patternist, are you guys looking up that word still? I need that stat. There's nobody there. Anyways, and you can play that pattern. So if the pattern to the scale is this, well, this is also a half step down from this, which adds that flat 5. So it's nice to be able to go. But anyway, that's a little bit of playing out. The other thing that I play, I'll show you this other one scale that I'll do, is if you're playing in D minor, and again, if you're playing your guitar, I'm a half step down, you can play a minor third up on that in the spots, which would be F minor. Again, that's another like little Herbie Hancock trick. And the cool thing about it is if you don't move. So in other words, instead of playing, you know, if I'm going, I don't have to go to that position. I can stay here and go. And I can play the F minor pentatonic in this shape, so I can go back and forth of. You know, and incorporate that in some of the playing. Anyways, like I said, I'm working on a little bit of it myself because it's something that's a little outside of I just like the way it sounds, and so lately I've been kind of chasing it. And there's also one I didn't really go into, and I will show you. It's looking at the melodic minor from the 7 position or the altered scale. Here, if it's in A over the D minor, you would play it as A sharp, C, or A, B flat, C, however you want to look at it. But because it's an A7, I look at it as a, well, you might want to call it it's a B flat because it's a flat 9. You got 1, flat 9, sharp 9, major 3rd, flat 5, sharp 5, dominant 7, 1. So, and it fits nice when you play because it's in here, when you're playing D minor, you have, So you have that nice, that type of thing, which is nice. Anyways, I hope that helps you to play some stuff outside. Like I said, I wasn't going to get too involved with it. Again, I had a great gig with the Overdue Blues Band in Bridgewater. That was a lot of fun. I want to, again, thank RJ and Butchie. And I'm going to be doing some more album reviews and talking about albums. It's funny. I saw a guy's post, and he says the 20 top albums of all time. And this list was a joke. I mean, it was some good albums, like a lot of metal albums and stuff, but Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. I could think of about 200 albums, and I love that album, but I could think of 200 albums that I think are more important in the span of life. Anyways, I asked him in the comments what was his criteria, and I got some bullshit answer, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, the bottom line is, write down it's your 20 favorite. Don't say it's the 20 top. It ain't top shit. I mean, it's your top, but it's like, it's so misleading because you're looking to see maybe some valid report of somebody that has like an interesting criteria point of view. But if it's just your favorites, just say it's your favorites. Then I'll watch it, and I'll be watching it with like a big smile on my face going, oh, this guy's got some cool taste. But in no way am I going to sit there and listen to somebody say like Sgt. Pepper, and I don't care what anyone says is better than Revolver. It is not. And he had the White Album, I think, better than Revolver, and Rubber Soul wasn't even on his list. And it's like, you could put Rubber Soul and Revolver for the Beatles stuff. To me, that's their two best albums. Anything after that, to me, I'm not even listening. I mean, the White Album's a decent album, but it's like top 20 of all time. Come on. I don't even think he had a Led Zeppelin album in there. It's like, fuck off. Anyways, and then for Pink Floyd, he had Wish You Were Here. Good record. Not as good as Animals, in my opinion. And it definitely, I mean, I like a lot of Floyd stuff, but it's like, I don't know. Anyways, I digress. Very good.
You're right on target. You're 150% correct. Right on the money. Everything you said.